This is Geek News Central. My name is Todd Cochran, and the stories that lead the show are: an Amazon device recorded a woman's conversation without her knowledge and sent that recording to a random contact. Pornhub launches a VPN. Netflix today, for a short-term time, topped Disney's net worth. Wi-Fi router hack and an easy fix, something you want to pay attention to. I want to welcome you to episode 1285 of the Geek News Central podcast for Thursday, May 24th. This show is sponsored in part by GoDaddy.com and listeners just like you. Great deals from GoDaddy can be found at geeknewscentral.com/GoDaddy. You can support this show today at geeknewscentral.com/insider or simply paypal.me/geeknews. You can pick up Ohana gear at cafepress.com/Ohana store. Hey everyone, I want to give you a warm welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being patient while I was out. Big thanks to Kurt for keeping the fort down. I did get some feedback from several of you said the audio was very, very low. So we're going to take care of that. I sent him a tool. I have to teach him how to use the tool. We'll get that fixed for the next time Kirk is guest hosting the show. It's purely on me. I didn't teach him how to do that. So he really is not to blame there and really didn't know how to properly set the levels. So that's, again, completely on me, and I'll get it squared away with him so that the next time he guest hosts will be good. But again, great job. Had some comments from everyone. They felt that the very last episode he did, Kirk's starting to find his own, which is awesome. So I'm glad that, it's just, got to think about it. We're only like 4 episodes in for him. So, think about how I was on my 4th episode. Any of you that were around know it was, he's better than me than I was on my 4th episode. But, hey, everyone, I just again, warm welcome to you. And I'm glad to be back in the studio here. And if you're a brand new listener to the show, this is all you got to do. You got to take just a few minutes and go over, or maybe in 60 seconds, go over to geeknewscentral.com. Subscribe to the podcast right on the website via Apple Podcasts, on Android, via email, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, RSS. I'm even over on Spotify, so you can get the show really wherever you want. So when you're on the website, just get subscribed to the show. And of course, sign up for the newsletter as well. The newsletter contains everything that I'm going to talk about during the show. It gets emailed to you directly following the show. And if you have a few minutes, join our chat room at geeknews.chat, geeknews.chat. Of course, you can always email me here. Email me directly. That's real simple to do. geeknews@gmail.com. geeknews@gmail.com. Now, you can follow me on Twitter @geeknews. And then you can join our Slack channel if you want. Send me an email. You can follow on Google Plus or on Facebook. Of course, you can watch this show on the Roku, on the Apple TV. You can via the Tech Podcast channel on the Roku. You can listen or watch via the Apple TV. You can listen on Stitcher, watch or view at blueberry.com. If you have a smart home device like a Amazon Echo or a Google Home or a Microsoft device, all you have to do to listen to this show is tell those shows to play the podcast Geek News Central. I'm going to reach back here. I see a level is a little high. Pull that back a few dBs, and hopefully that'll help things. I think it did. There we go. Partner shows include, of course, here, No Better Than Average with Jacob and Jeff, The Gadget Professor with Mr. Don Bain, The Pro Gear Site written by my GNC team, The New Media Show with my co-host, Mr. Rob Greenlee, and the Podcast Legends Show, which I haven't recorded an episode in a long time, but that's available at podcastlegends.com. This show is sponsored in part by our good friends over at GoDaddy, the longest running continuous sponsor of a podcast known to man. GoDaddy has really everything you need to get started on the web. And really at geeknewscentral.com, that's the place to go to get connected with all my deals. And it's greatly appreciated when you go over there and use one of my promo codes. So whether you get 30% off on a new product purchase, where you get a .com for 99 cents, whether you get $1 a month economy hosting with a free domain, or $1 a month managed WordPress hosting for the first year with a free domain, they're all there. And a 1 month free trial of GoDaddy website builder, your choice of personal business or business plus plans. So tracking everything back through, I do appreciate everyone's ongoing support of the sponsor. And really, I'm amazed at the expansion, looking on their website on a regular basis and seeing new products and purchases, new products and services that are coming up and being available. It really makes it easy for anyone that's really looking to build any type of a property, whether it be a personal website, whether it be a blog, whether it be a place to put photos, whether it is something that you hand down to a kid, whether it be a genealogy project, whether it be building a business, emailing list, shopping cart tools. Really, they've got plug and play. It's about as simple as you can get. And with the number of templates that are out there to be able to drag and drop into the system to be able to basically launch your online empire, really GoDaddy has it all. And they've been with the show since really almost the beginning. Started supporting the show as a sponsor in basically May, June of 2005. And so again, thank you for GoDaddy for being an ongoing supporter of the show. And for those of you that are part of this Ohana, that can need to step up and buy products and services over there, and so that we can make our numbers and keep them happy. But anyway, thank you so much. And I think I'm looking at the data. I don't know if I said this already. I think I'm going to be okay. I think we're looking good. So everyone's done a good job and stepped up. So I definitely appreciate it. For those of you in the chat room, hi. Clint, hello. Rita, hello. I'm a little punchy tonight, and I'll give you guys a little rundown of what happened. And, we've went to the extreme here. You know that I've switched to Mac for my desktop. I travel with my Mac and a PC when I go on the road. My son has got an older Mac Pro. The two machines back here are Macs, and of course the show that does the majority of the recording for the video portion of the show is one of the trash can Mac Pros. So we're Mac heavy. I got a number of Windows machines left. Nothing wrong with those machines. Still, I'm still using Windows. I'm flying both ways. But when I got home, my son swears he did nothing. But all of a sudden, my desktop was full of stuff. And it was basically, they've got a feature in Mac called, it's basically iCloud, and you can sync desktop. Well, it works really good if you're very organized. So I'm very organized, and what I have on one desktop goes to another. It works out really, really well. It's all kind of synced up. And I got home, and his stuff he keeps everything on the desktop, and none of it's organized. And for somehow, he had enabled iCloud desktop sharing, which I had purposely turned off on that machine. You would think it would be just as simple as disabling his stuff. Oh man, what a mess. So we've had a little discussion here in the Ohana on desktop organization, and keeping stuff in your bucket, and so he is no longer syncing with the rest of my stuff. And anyway, so it was, the desktops were thrashed. There was just full of files, and of course, I was not happy. And I'm still not a Mac aficionado, so I may have done something wrong in disabling, but anyway, the screens are presentable here, and I'm Windows 7. Everything I have here is on Windows 10. I think that machine that does the audio recording is on 7, but everything else is on 10. All right, so let me get you guys caught up here on what's going on. I think we do have a great show for you tonight. Let me take a shot of H2O. 3 great workouts this week so far, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, including today. I've got to hit it hard. So I'm going to go every day for the next 10 days, take a day off, and then I'm going to go every day up until the time I get ready to leave on my vacation. But here is the skinny. So what night was it? Wednesday night, flew out of Honolulu, had a long flight to Columbus. I didn't get into Columbus until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But if you think about it, I leave here at 10. It's already 4 o'clock in the morning. So really 12, 13 hours to get to Columbus is, not bad. And I get in and get my rental car, and traffic was bad, and got to the hotel, and the team was already at a bar, and we were doing dinner at an Italian place. So there was no way I hit the shower to get the grub off, change, jump right back. I mean, it was like dash in, dash out of the hotel room, got in the car and met the team for dinner. It was Buca de Beppo's, nothing super fancy, but great place to go eat with a group. Had dinner, had a great time with the team. Jeff and I had both come red eye from Jeff had come from San Francisco or LA. I had come obviously from Hawaii. So both of us are standing there, kind of zombie eyed because he had not slept really since like 30 hours. And I'd gotten maybe a couple hours sleep in like 30 hours. So we got back to the hotel, and I was down for the count pretty quick. And I think the CPAP machine said I got 7 hours and 30 minutes or something like that, which was pretty incredible for me. Got up, we went to breakfast with the team. Then if you're watching on Facebook, we posted pictures. We went over to our new office space that we're actually moving into next week. And they were still painting, and they've got it. I'm like, they're going to be done in time, but yeah, they say we're going to be ready. All the paint's going to be done. Everything's going to be good. And by June 1st, we'll be in there. But the furniture that I've ordered is probably going to be a couple weeks behind, but the team will be okay. We'll get over there and get set up. But when I walked into their new office space, I was like, and I was laughing. I'm like, this place is massive. So we've got a huge new beautiful office space in Columbus. So, just kind of walk through that, and I've got to get some stuff done. I got to get a studio table ordered and a couple of other things. But again, I'm waiting until they move in because I don't want to order it too early because it's got to be able to get delivered. And then, so by noon, the executive team of Raw Voice, we were sequestered we were in a meeting room this time, not a suite. Had some adjoining rooms, nothing fancy. There was some big concert going on, and we couldn't be downtown, so we were in a Crown something hotel, and it was a room, and we buckled down and worked for the next 3.5 days, 2.5 days, excuse me. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we usually have an agenda. It's usually about 400 lines long. That's a typical working weekend agenda for us. We had about 400 line items to get through. Some of them were just, 60 seconds, we're done, move on. Some stuff we sit and debate for an hour. Out of that meeting came one really incredible idea. And I can't talk about it yet. Maybe in July, I'll be able to talk about it. But it was one of those things that it was so simple, yet so wow. And it fits to everything with our core. And I'm just like, and it came from one of my team members. One of the team members suggested it, and Angelo dropped this like bomb on me. He dropped this, dropped this idea, and I'm like, so we did some back and forth because my head's wheels are spinning, I'm like, what about this? What about that? Does that change this? No. What about this? No. How about this? How fast? And, I'm making this, and then I get up and I go on a bat board, literally 5 minutes into hearing this idea, and I draw it out. And basically, from that idea is a picture on my cell phone with what this thing ultimately is going to be. And it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. So, and plus, lots of other things. We worked through hiring decisions. We worked through pay raises. We worked through marketing stuff. Had our marketing team come in and talk to us on Friday. Just a number of things we had to get through. Talking about GDPR, of course, that's a whole nother discussion. But in the end, usually we get in some knock 'em, drag 'em out arguments. We don't necessarily yell at each other, but it's a very dynamic group, and we are very we hardly nary one had an argument the whole weekend, and it was we're kind of laughing about it at the end, 'cause there's usually something that we go head to head with. And but we've been together so long and worked on stuff. Okay, all right, whatever. I'll give you that one, And so it was good. So meeting with the team over that time, and then Monday morning, airport bright and early, and got out of Columbus just fine. Landed in Chicago. Chicago, boarded the airplane, and thunderstorms were coming. I'm like, we're going to get stuck on the ramp. And sure enough, we were taxied out, and it was just pouring, and the pilot shut the plane down. And when he started the motors back up at row like 6 or 7, a stream of water came out of the roof. Now, I've seen water come out of like air conditioning ducts before, but it was in it. And it flowed down onto the emergency life raft. Water and a life raft, bad. It won't deploy or anything, but it's not optimal. So back to the gate we go. They had maintenance come right on the airplane. In about 10 minutes, they said, grab your stuff, get off the airplane. And they downed it. And I still don't know what the deal was with the water leak, but it was pouring. I mean, just pouring. So something got in somewhere, but it was a lot of water. And the airplanes they don't leak. If they leak, they blow air out when they're pressurized. So it was something, and I don't even want to try to guess, but so I'm looking at the clock, and I know I'm not going to make my connection. So I told the agent, I'm not going to make my connection. Can you reroute me? And worked. Nope. I have nothing. Nope. And I got a first class seat, one that we paid for, and nothing. And he says, I don't even have something in coach. Can't even put you in coach. And I said, well, I'll get on this flight and take it to LA. And he says, when you get there, go to the customer service. I'll give you vouchers. He got me on the Tuesday morning flight to Honolulu. So I'm, all the way to LA on the second airplane. And when we finally got out 3 hours late, everything's, I'm landing in LA, and I go to, I know right where the customer service agent little area is, where they have 4 or 5 kiosks. And I got over there, and I'm like second in line, and I walk up and my phone goes ding, and it says, you're boarding. And I'm like, what? And I walked up and I said, I think I just got a seat on a flight. And she says, I said, I thought I was staying overnight. She says, give me your name. And she pulled me up. She says, you got 4 minutes. They're closing the door in 4 minutes. And I'm like, I'm looking what gate I'm in, and I'm close. And didn't even have to run. Walked over there. Last person on the airplane. And I had a first class ticket, still a first class seat. And I got home about 3 hours late. So no complaints. They got me home. So it was good. So, really, what's been going on here is a week of catching up. I'm going to be having to work this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. We rolled out our GDPR stuff and made our email announcement. So, I think we're done. We have a few things we're going to have to do on some other sites, but we're pretty much done. And so, for me, it's good because the team has got a lot to do and can move on, and lots of stuff coming. And auditors, not financial auditors, we're having our stats audited by the IEB. They're coming in June, so lots of stuff going on, and so that catches you up. Everything's good here at the Ohana. Everything's fine, and so anyway, that's where we're at, and so I'm with you for the foreseeable future. So I think though, if you look, I'm going to be honest with you. Monday being Memorial Day here, the news day is going to be slow. So I'm going to look at it and I'm going to see if there's enough content to do a show on Monday. But I'm almost 90% sure that I probably won't do a show on Monday due to the holiday. But obviously June 3rd, and then I'll be with you essentially from that point until I head out on my vacation. I'll be with you for 2 weeks, and then Kurt's going to be with you for a few shows as I'm heading out on vacation. But anyway, that's what's going on. Let's get into the content. I got a whole stack of stuff for you. I do want to share one thing. I'm going to bring it up on the screen. Today, the president awarded a Medal of Honor to a Navy SEAL for a mission in Afghanistan. This mission was related to a story that you can read about online if you go to Amazon.com and you buy the book Robert's Ridge. That's one book you can buy, or you can buy Not a Good Day to Die. That's a story more about the overall campaign. But Robert's Ridge, the Medal of Honor that this Master Chief Navy SEAL received today, in my opinion, very, very well deserved. And all I can say on this, and let me be careful here, is that I know he deserves this medal. The Medal of Honor vetting process is extremely thorough. They talk to anyone and everyone that had any remote knowledge, eyes on exposure to this event. This is a horrible, horrible day in the history of SEALs. And PJ, a gentleman that his last name is Chapman in Air Force, who is also, I think, going to be upgraded from the Air Force. I think it's crossed to the Medal of Honor. I think it's been announced that, or it appears he's going to be Chapman. This Air Force gentleman, he will get this Medal of Honor as well. Chapman didn't come home, but there is a huge there's a huge story behind this, and all I can say is, congratulations to the Master Chief who got the Medal of Honor. What those gentlemen had to ordeal with over a couple of days was pretty substantial. Someday, maybe 25 years from now, we'll see. But anyway, He deserves it. I'm just leave it at that. All right. Okay. So lots of stuff that you can read about that, and Robert's Ridge, the book. You just go ahead and pick that up, and I'll leave it at that. All right. All right. Moving on here. Bada bing, bada boom here. A woman says her Amazon device recorded her private conversation and sent it out to a random contact. This Portland family contacted Amazon to investigate what they say was a private conversation in their home that was recorded by Amazon's device, and that recorded audio was sent to a random person in Seattle who was in the family's contact list. She says, my husband and I would joke and say, I bet these devices are listening to what we're saying. Every room in her family home was wired with an Amazon device to control her home's heat, lights, and security system. But she said about 2 weeks ago, their love for the device changed with an alarming phone call. The person on the other line said, unplug your Amazon devices now. You're being hacked. The person was one of her husband's employees calling from Seattle. We unplugged all of them, and he proceeded to tell us from inside her house. At first, my husband was like, no, you didn't. And the recipient of the message says, you sat there talking about hardwood floors. And we say, oh gosh, you really did hear us. She listened to the conversation was sent back to her, and she couldn't believe someone 176 miles had heard it. She said, I felt invaded. She said, a total privacy invasion. Immediately said, I'm never plugging that device in again because I can't trust it. She repeatedly called Amazon. They say the Amazon engineers are investigated. They said they went through our logs and they saw exactly what you told us. They saw exactly what you said happened and were sorry. He apologized like 15 times in a matter of 30 minutes. And he said, we'd really appreciate you bringing this to attention. We really appreciate you bringing this to our attention. This is something we need to fix. But the engineer did not provide specifics on why it happened. He told us the device just guessed what we were saying. Danielle said the device did not audibly advise her it was preparing to send the recording, something it's programmed to do. Wow. No real explanation yet from Amazon and what's going on here. At least not what I have found. And when they do respond, we'll get some to the bottom of this. But this is not supposed to happen, ladies and gentlemen. And we all laugh, right? We all laugh. We're talking about something in the house, and next thing you know, we're getting advertisements on it on Facebook, right? We've all at least seen that one time. So what's going on here? I think Amazon has some explaining to do. This is one of the reasons why I turn off the microphone. I push the button on my Amazon devices to turn off the microphone. I don't allow them to be on unless I'm going to be doing something with them. Will that stop it from listening? I don't know. But it's better than having a conversation. I can think about this. I have intellectual property conversations with my team over the phone, sitting in this office every single day. And if that recording got to my, because I'm talking about my competitors, naming them by name, talking about things they're saying or doing. Can you imagine I'm sitting here talking about a competitor? It records that. And some of those competitors, folks, are in my contact list because we share emails back and forth. Can you imagine that recording going to them? That's just one of many horrific scenarios. Have an Alexa, cancel. You have an Amazon device in your room? In your bedroom? That could get interesting, couldn't it? So we'll see what Amazon has to say here. Or the company known for adult content, and probably one of the bigger ones, or better yet, the syndication of adult content, starts with a P and ends with the word hub. I said it in the beginning of the show. Well, you might as well say it now. Pornhub is launching its own VPN service today with free and unlimited bandwidth. The VPN is supposed to help users avoid ISP throttling and geographic limitations. It also designed to let users transmit data anonymously without saving or collecting any of that data. Why are they doing this? They're calling it VPN Hub. Why is an adult company launching a VPN device? Is it so people that are in Iran or someplace like that can get the app and bypass censors, or what? But in a statement to The Verge, they said that incognito browsers don't offer enough cover for prying eyes, especially if users are still browsing on public Wi-Fi. So the VPN will provide an added layer of security and privacy. Except, who's getting the log data on that? Well, it's the same company that's serving up the adult content. The VPN service is available on Mac, Windows, Android, and iOS. All those services will be available in many countries. It's going to be banned from countries the U.S. doesn't do business with, including Myanmar, Cuba, Iran, North Korea, Sudan, Syria. It also has notes that had reports that the VPN might be blocked in countries like Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and China. It's just a little odd of a product offering. It's just a little odd of a product offering. What do you think? I'd love to hear your comments. geeknews@gmail.com. Today, Netflix briefly topped Disney's market value. So this is, if you think about this, is huge. So shares of the video streaming service rose 1.3% to $349.29, lifting the company's market cap to $151.8 billion. Disney retreated 0.8%, closing with a market value of $152.2. So for a short time, Netflix exceeded, and Netflix's stock has been doing nothing but pretty much climbing, whereas Disney's stock is slowly going down. Now, this is saying something here. Netflix value has surged from about $20 billion at the end of 2014 and surpassed the world's most powerful media giants, Comcast Corp and Disney, this week, even though for a little bit a short time. Their revenue remains well below that of media titans Comcast and NBC Universal, which owns film studios, pay TV networks, and theme parks. Its sales totaled $84.5 billion last year. Disney, with 2017 revenue of $55.1, owns ABC, ESPN, which are, of course, one of the two most valuable networks out there. So, interesting to see what's happening here. Digital. All right. Here's what I want all of you to do this weekend. It doesn't matter what kind of a router you have. I want you to unplug your router, leave it off for 60 seconds, and then plug it back in. Hackers believed to be working for a nation state have infected over 500,000 home and small office Wi-Fi routers across the globe. The malware can be used to steal communications and launch attacks on others. It may even be able to destroy the infected devices with a single command. But here's the deal. The FBI seized a site that's in between their command and control and reboot. And some of this malware that's in the router from this Russian hack will not reinitialize once the router's been rebooted. So just make sure you reboot them, okay? Affected routers include Linksys, Mercotic, Netgear, TP-Link, and on NAS devices by QNAP, So this is ongoing. So be sure to reboot your machines. I think there's some other hacks that are going out there, but this one will clear up about 500,000 machines that have been infected. All right. Amazon Map Tracker provides live updates on your package location. Some of us have a habit of continuously checking tracking information. Amazon launched this feature last year on a small scale. It's now rolling out Amazon Map Tracker to all users. The feature is available for both mobile app and the web. The feature's interface will inform users about an estimate on when the package will arrive and how many stops the driver is away from them, and even map with markers for the driver and customers' houses. This is useful for those who just can't wait for the packages to arrive. It also helps users time their delivery so they can check and see how far away the driver is, if there's enough time for them to pop out for an errand, get a shower, use a bathroom, that kind of stuff. So anyway, you can watch the UPS driver as they're getting close to your house with your Amazon package. Twitter has rolled out political, and it's a little, I hope they don't mark other locations. I hope they only mark so you can see where, because wouldn't you know if your neighbors were getting a package too? Twitter's rolled out political ad rules ahead of the midterm elections. The company will require advertisers running political campaign ads for federal election to identify themselves and certify they're located in the United States. The company said Thursday in a blog post, candidates and committees must provide the FEC identification. Non-FEC registered organizations will have to submit a notarized form. Twitter said it won't let foreign nationals target political ads to U.S. residents. Also, Twitter plans to place a visual badge and disclaimer information on promoted content from certified accounts, which identifies who sponsored or paid for the tweet. Earlier this week, the company announced it would label the Twitter campaign accounts of candidates running for state governor, U.S. Senate, or House of Representatives in the November midterm election. So they'll put a mark on the candidate's Twitter page or on their profile, which is kind of cool. So they're making some moves here. Amazon Music is getting hands-free listening with the device. So Amazon expanded its digital assistant to include an Amazon Music app for iOS and Android in September of last year. But you had to access it through a tap-to-talk function. Now it's voice command only. Makes it happen there. Are you about sick of getting GDPR emails? How many did you get? I told you it's going to be a big deal, right? I bet you got more than 50. But most of you got more than 50 over the past 2 or 3 days. The DJI Spark, they've got it available for $399. You can get a free remote. That's normally $119 extra. I am not, the Spark is okay. I haven't had a lot of success with extended range with the Spark, so just be aware. It's a nice little device, but it's, again, doesn't have a super long range. Great. Memorial Day is coming for those of us here in the United States, and if you're on an Android, you're definitely going to watch the weather. You're going to want to maybe do some barbecue out, so there's a recipe app that you want to load, maybe to have an app for some Instagram pictures. So anyway, hope you guys enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Get out there and enjoy the sun. And if you have some, it's finally warming up in most places across the United States. So enjoy the barbecue weekend for sure. Google Play Movies and TV get a new look on the Roku. So I haven't messed with this on the Roku. I'm going to have to play around with it. But Google announced today that its Play Movies and TV channel on Roku is getting a whole new look. There's also a dedicated TV page, just TV shows and nothing else. There's also better genre browsing with deeper recommendations for all various categories. So I'll have to check that out. All right. Are you going to go see Solo? I know Michael sent me a text. He was off to see Solo. I'm definitely going to find time to go see Solo this week on a Movie Pass. And I've only used my Movie Pass once, so I got to get a couple more in this month. So Solo's a Star Wars story. I'm excited to see this. And There's no spoilers out yet, but I'll have an article linked up in the show notes for you to review. And everything I read in it just talks about the backstory, and so really nothing there to spoil it. But this is definitely going to be the movie of the week. So you have to be careful what you tweet. Elon Musk may have violated U.S. labor laws during a tweet storm. And, oftentimes, if you don't know the rule, you can get yourself in trouble in a hurry. He basically had a Twitter meltdown a few days ago in response to bad press about Tesla factory safety. And he may have actually said something illegal. According to Bloomberg, the United Auto Workers Union is asking the Federal Labor Board to investigate a tweet by Musk that could be interpreted as threatening to take away stock options if employees join a union. It's illegal for an employer to threaten retaliation for organizing. I didn't know that. I've never been part of a union. According to Tesla's, the tweet was meant to point out that members of the union who work for other automakers don't receive a stock option. Former National Labor Board Relations Board Chair Wilma Leibman said that the tweet could be interpreted differently. However, the employee is going to hear it as, if I vote to unionize, stock options will no longer be an option. So, gotta be careful what you tweet. I wouldn't have known that, but Elon Musk's a pretty smart guy. He should. DirecTV's Now new DVR feature and subscription promo make this a pretty good time to sign up. They're offering a 3-month service for $30. Just recently, the company announced a whole new feature you can take advantage of. The service has added 20 hours of cloud DVR recording to both Android and Amazon Fire apps. That means you'll be able to stream your favorite shows, record them to watch up to 30 days. So the $10 a month promotion is awesome. But the 20 hours of cloud-based DVR, it's not very much. But also, don't forget, DirecTV Now is offering a Roku streaming stick when you prepay a 1-month service, or an Apple TV 4K when you prepay for 3 months. So anyway, if you're in the market for DirecTV, might be the weekend to do it. It takes work to keep your data private, and there's some apps out there to help. And this kind of fell in line with that VPN app that just got launched. But with everyone worrying about privacy, I got a list of apps that you can put on your browser, your computer. And I've never tried any of these. I know a lot of people are starting to go and use alternative search engines. I don't know if that's helping them not be tracked, but I'll have a link in the show notes on this. These privacy tools, some stuff. Panel OptiClick, Brave Browser. I've heard about that. Privacy Badger, DuckDuckGo is an alternative search engine. Cookies Auto Delete, Message Safe. There's something called Signal. So anyway, link will be there for you to check it out in the show notes. Verizon is canceling its delayed streaming TV service. I guess it's given up on its idea of launching its own, and it would have competed against the likes of Dish, Sling TV, and DirecTV, and YouTube TV, of course, PlayStation Vue. It's just too many players in the space right now, so maybe they've just decided it's too hard and not enough money in it. Who knows? All right, Windows. Did you guys get the April update for Windows 10? Have you run into any problems? I was reading through the update, and I got a computer I got to turn on and let sit there and grab it. But pretty decent update. Some folks have been having some black screen issues, though. But I watched a little video here on ZDNet talking about some of the stuff they've got, this history, the ability to look at your past history and what you've done and what you've loaded. It's kind of cool, actually kind of scary, I honestly. But link will be up in the show notes if you want to look at those features. If you're a Windows user, you can definitely check out the what they've included in this update. Also, an unsecured T-Mobile website made customers' information available to anyone. They don't feel it was hacked, but someone did find it, was able to turn in a bounty reward, was a reward with $1,000. But basically, all they had to have was your T-Mobile phone number, and it displayed all your personal data. So I don't know if they're going to count that as a breach, but they don't feel that anyone actually accessed this information, luckily. Good report about Apple knowing about the iPhone 6 Bendgate problem, even though they denied it. Court documents show that while Apple publicly denied the existence of Bendgate, the company's own internal testing showed that the iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus were far more susceptible to damage from bending than previous models. According to the court documents, Apple's internal testing determined that the iPhone 6 was 3.3 times more likely to bend than the iPhone 5, and that the iPhone 6 Plus was 7.2 times more likely to bend than the iPhone 5S. So they knew about this, but the Apple said that's a feature. Yeah, that's a feature. They knew it, and we're not denying it. We knew it was going to bend more. Don't you love how they spin it? Or YouTube Music now rolling out. We'll eventually have more play music features. So out of nowhere here, Google unveiled its major change to its YouTube products last week. YouTube Rev is being rebranded to YouTube Premium with a minor price hike to $11.99 a month. And promised expanded availability for YouTube Music is turning into a Spotify competitor with an optional $9.99 month ad-free subscription, which also includes the YouTube Premium. So if you're a music fan and you love YouTube, this is an option for you. Spotify has settled a music licensing lawsuit for $112.5 million. A couple of years ago, Spotify was slapped with a class action lawsuit claiming that the service was effectively ripping off artists. And so they've been able to write a check. It'll see it hand over $43.5 million to all the artists and labels that were potentially affected. And where does the rest go? Doesn't say. I guess that goes back to the labels and directly. The 80 some or 70 some million dollars goes back to the labels. 43 goes directly to the artist. So pay the piper. There's a new movie pass competitor called Cinema, Sinemia. It lets you book movie tickets the minute you sign up. You don't have to wait for your credit card to come. So competitor Cinema is just adding features that make it more attractive. The company announced it's introducing Cinema Cardless, which allows subscribers in the US, UK, Canada, and Australia to reserve movie tickets without a physical membership card. All customers have to do is select a movie. While Movie Pass offers unlimited 2D movies at $9.95 a month, Cinema offers one 2D movie per month for $4.99. The plans go up from there. So a little different model. You can get $5 movies on like real early if you go not a non-major feature releases, you go like at 10:30 in the morning, you often can get $5 tickets still even here. PayPal started deeper integration with Google users. Google users now can play directly in Gmail and YouTube and more. So I haven't seen this. But you can add PayPal details to your Google Play account and pay bills and other items using PayPal without logging in and without leaving Google services. Integration with it goes live later this year. We'll cover apps like Gmail, YouTube, Google Store, and any service using Google Play. Wow. Google has a number of other partners from Payment World, including Braintree. I love Braintree. They're a good vendor. So anyway, link will be up in the show notes on that for you to check out. Facebook's political ad disclosures go into effect as well. So Twitter announced theirs. Facebook is announcing those. Is acting on its promise to show who paid for political ads starting today. Election and issues-related ads on Facebook and Instagram must carry a paid-for-by label at the top of the ad. Click on those labels and you visit an archive that will show you the details about the ad, including its budget, audience demographics, like age, gender, and location. The archive only covers the U.S. political and issue ads for up to 7 years at launch, but should be enough to review recent elections. And so there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in that space, as it should be. A jury has ruled Samsung owes Apple $539 million in the iPhone patent trial. Of course, this battle began in 2011 when Apple was awarded $1 billion in damages and Samsung agreed to pay as much as $548. But after the verdict was thrown out by the Supreme Court, we ended up in a retrial with hundreds of millions at stake. Samsung has already paid Apple some $399 million over these patents in a statement. Both Apple was happy and Samsung was unhappy. Man, Samsung's looking at their options. How much did the lawyers make? That's the question. Essential, yes, the phone app company. They're thinking about selling it. So they're ready to bounce. The founders, Andy Rubin's ready to go. What does that say? One would wonder. The Moto G6 is now on sale by Verizon for $240 unlocked. All right, for those of you that listen to the show outside of the United States, what's a good dual SIM kind of a cell phone that would be good to use, but you can just get rid of? Because I don't think the iPhone supports dual SIMs. But for those of you that live overseas, what are some good Android dual SIM phones you're using? Love to hear from you on that. Okay, that brings us to the end here. Let me see what I've got in the commentary area. And did I have anything before I left? Today is the 24th. I got an email here from Jack. He said, Todd, Kirk seems to have found his voice in episode 1283. He brought his humor and a laugh and a smile, his best podcast to date. The vocals were, yes, quiet. So he says the balance of time between advertisements, personal comments, and content was more in line with your format. He put his stamp on his stories. Article selection, it was in GNC style, but noticeably different for long time listeners. Well, good. I'm glad. This was the goal. And we'll get the audio fixed, Jack, and the rest of the folks that sent me an email. So, yep, knocked it out of the park, Kirk. And Jack's a pretty tough reviewer. So, again, we keep the ball rolling here, keep the show rolling. And it's just anything else. It's just like anything else in the podcast space. Get better with time. Yes, it is a short show tonight. We have coming into a Memorial Day weekend. I'm sure lots of people are thinking about the weekend. I'm thinking about the weekend, but I have to work. I got too much to do. I've got a big proposal. I have to get prepared and get out the door. It's late, and it's a client I shouldn't be late on, so I got to get that knocked out and out. But lots of stuff just happening, and I'm breathing. And going to try, when I do go on vacation, to only do like 1 hour of email a day. I'm going to try, but as the owner of a company, you really never, ever, ever truly go on vacation. It's nearly impossible. It truly is. All right, everyone, thanks for being here. Thanks for being subscribed to the show. Tell your friends, neighbors, friends, everyone about this podcast. Have them get subscribed. Thank you for supporting my sponsors. It's greatly, greatly appreciated. And thank you for helping me keep the lights on here. I'm still, my body, to be honest with you, doesn't know where the heck it's at. After I've been on the East Coast for 3 weeks and then coming home for a short time and then going back to the East Coast and just for a few days, and my body is like, what are you doing to me? Plus, the workouts I've been pushing hard. So I'm ready to collapse. But we'll get the show production done, get it out, get it on the street. Thanks for being here. See you next time. Take care. Aloha.